This is an analysis of the creditors' evidence of effectiveness and the execution of WIL, presented by Zah, Zure, Oslam, and Mariam.
Here is some background information on the target market of single ones. Single ones are individuals who are young and have no kids. These people fall underneath the age of 35 years old. They often have less commitments and more leisure spends. These individuals are more so independent, often leading to financial issues and higher spending rates, as they often have higher level disposable incomes.
The previous group's strategy was ineffective because the creditors presented their video in the form of a PSA. The only problem here is that statistics show that the single one age group tend to not watch these press conferences and would rather see a summary of it through social media, via Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. The single one age group are filled with rebellious young adolescents that are easily persuaded through group and social influences. With the application of gates in front of crossings, the idea will be seen as a challenge to impress friends, and in reality, not stop jaywalking. This was not even considered in the video, which was a big gap. With the optimization of using people's taxes to impose this new boom gate device on crossings, the concept of it being a habitual, limited, or extended form of involvement cannot be applied, as the consumer isn't necessarily going out of their way to purchase the product, but instead the government is taxing the people to afford it. Gaps in the previous consumer decision-making model. Social influences have a severe impact on the success of a business. Individuals will be rebellious and influence each other to jump over the gates that are supposed to be installed in the previous strategy. The creditors want to enforce gates, hoping that people will not want to receive a fine and therefore will influence each other to not jaywalk. Unfortunately, young individuals may still rebel against this and therefore influence others to not listen to these new rules. Political factors involve the decisions and the laws the government makes. These include tax laws and the political stability. As spoken about in the previous strategy, individuals will not want to pay extra taxes in order for gates to be installed. Operational decisions often involve significant investment and cost. The cost of this is going to be very high. A much smaller amount of funds can be used in order to implement similar change or even better results. The nature of the product determines the operational setup. Regular changes to the marketing mix, particularly product, may place strains on the operations, especially if the production is relatively inflexible. Marketing issues may arise as gates are not often seen as something sought out and are often not liked, as it can cause interferences with everyday tasks such as deliveries.
In this slide, we look at the percentages of the people that were interviewed on how jaywalkers affect them while driving. So one of the questions were, have you been affected by jaywalkers while driving? Almost 45% had said yes, that they were affected while they drive. Another question was, why don't jaywalkers follow rules? And responses that were mostly given were they don't like following the rules, so this impacts them from doing the right things on the road and causes a lot of accidents. Another question was, is social media a platform where you watch out for information? Most people, about 40% said that they're always on social media and they always look out for the different informations that come out on statistics. And the last question was, did you take notice of the ads that appear on social media? Most of the ads on social media is promoting something that's very important for people in people's lives, and almost 45% said that they always watch social media and they always watch the platform to make sure that they're aware of all the things that happen in daily lives.
The consumer decision process refers to the decision-making stages that a consumer undergoes before, during, and after they purchase a product or service. The previous group's strategy was physical, as they decided on taxing and inputting gates at the crossings in hopes of making their target market follow the rules. However, this has previously been proven to be an ineffective strategy, as taxing is not an effective method of achieving the goal with their rebellious single one's nest target market. An effective strategy, on the other hand, is made to be successful when the target market is being mentally challenged. With the new plan of including a locked ad where the user is not able to skip the ad on the social media they are using, will rather force the users to watch an ad and perhaps think about what is being conveyed before they continue scrolling.
In this slide, we represent our poster that we have created to be uploaded on every social media platform to show awareness of how jaywalking is very harmful for drivers and how teenagers need to be more cautious on the roads and have a clear vision of what they're doing and how it's going to impact them badly if they don't take caution. In this slide, we'll be presenting you with our promotional video that allows young teenagers to be aware of the incidents that can be caused by jaywalking on our roads.
Told him to look up. Told him to never do that. I said, look up, pay attention. It's hard. It's hard, you know, without him. Listen, I really do.
Lastly, I'll be explaining the percentages of jaywalkers on the Victorian roads. Over the last 5 years, an average of 37 pedestrians were killed each year on Victorian roads. As of September 2012, 78% of teens aged 18 to 22 had cell phones and 37% owned a smartphone, an increase from 23% in 2011. This means that people are more social on the roads and they don't take caution of the cars. Teens who text say they are most often texting with friends, 82% of them, and teens who talk on the phone say they are mostly talking to their parents, 72%. This causes a lot of accidents on our roads because younger teenagers aren't cautious. Teens who have been hit or nearly hit report crossing the street were mostly listening to music. 47% were listening music, 18% were texting, and 20% were talking on the phone. This proves that cell phones are a really big threat while walking and not taking cautious of the cars.